Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update, sponsored by Tax Network USA, America's #1 choice for tax resolution. Please go to tnusa.com/bill or call 800-245-6000. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It is Tuesday, August 20th, 2024. Here's what's happening today in America. Day one down. Swifties for Trump. The case will go on, and TV legend passes away. That's all coming up. Then Bill's going to be here with your message of the day. But first, day one of the Democrats' convention in Chicago. Hillary Clinton said, "I wish my mother and Kamala's mother could see us. They would say, keep going." Women fighting for reproductive health care are saying, keep going. And the first night of the convention actually kept going until well past midnight, actually. They pushed poor old Joe until after 11 o'clock. He didn't start talking until after 11. Making sure that no one actually heard him. But when he did speak, he did the whole bloodbath hoax and the Charlottesville hoax and the suckers and losers hoax. They played all their hits. A Twitter account, which is in support of Donald Trump, made a satirical picture using artificial intelligence of different young girls wearing t-shirts that say Swifties for Trump. And Donald Trump reposted that post on his Truth Social and wrote, "I accept." It was obviously satirical. It said satire on the picture. But actually, not all of the pictures are artificial intelligence generated. One is a real person who is leading a movement called Swifties for Trump. She says, "I know of so many Swifties, Taylor Swift fans, who have conservative values, and many, many more who have reached out to express their support and appreciation for the Swifties for Trump movement." In 2020, Taylor Swift said, "The change we need most is to elect a president who recognizes that people of color deserve to feel safe and represented, that women deserve the right to choose what happens to their bodies, and that the LGBTQ+IA community deserves to be acknowledged and included." That's a pretty good rundown of the Democratic Party today. A federal judge rejected the final attempt by Hunter Biden to dismiss tax-related charges that he faces in Los Angeles. The case will now go to trial on September 5th. Hunter Biden faces 9 felony and misdemeanor charges stemming from his failure to pay $1.4 million in taxes for 3 years. His lawyers say he was in the throes of addiction during that time. Yet he was still somehow able to earn enough money that required him to pay $1.4 million in taxes. Phil Donahue has passed away. Oprah said there would not have been an Oprah show without Phil Donahue being the first to prove that daytime talk and women watching should be taken seriously. The show was on from 1967 to 1996. Joe Biden recently gave him the Presidential Medal of Freedom. The original twist was letting audience members ask questions to the guests. I'm Mike Slater. Bill O'Reilly has your message of the day. Next.
Everything is expensive these days, you know that. The government is printing trillions of dollars and consumer prices higher than ever. If the government continues its printing and spending, the dollar could continue its free fall. But there are a few things you can do right now. American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your money, your retirement, your hard-earned savings against inflation by helping you diversify a portion of your portfolio into physical gold and silver. Start with a short phone call, and they can have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your 401k or IRA. So please call or text them right now. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you. Call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. On this Tuesday, last night, President Joe Biden delivered his final major address at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. It wasn't a speech of importance, but an homage to himself. He listed his accomplishments, put himself on a rhetorical pedestal. It's all nonsense, of course, but Mr. Biden is entitled to go out the way he wants. And mocking him really doesn't get us anywhere at this point, does it? But correcting the historical record is brutally necessary in this time of blatant media propaganda. Nancy Pelosi says President Biden deserves to be on Mount Rushmore. Now, she really doesn't believe that. She's playing politics as usual. But if, in reality, She somehow thinks that Biden should be up on the rock next to Abe and the boys. Then Nancy deserves to be in an insane asylum. Here's the truth. Joe Biden is the second worst president in history. Only the coward James Buchanan bests him. I will provide factual backup for that statement in my upcoming book, Confronting the Presidents. Democrats running the party completely understand Mr. Biden is vastly unpopular and want to provide as much distance as possible between him and the new liberal savior, Kamala Harris. That is why President Biden speaks on Monday, Miss Harris on Thursday. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. You can reach me, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine. Okay, let's go to the mail. Marjorie Krowski, Wisconsin. Where is Jill Biden? She loved the limelight. Once the controversy started about replacing Biden with Harris, she has disappeared and been invisible. No one is talking about that. We are. You know that, Marjorie. I mean, we spotlighted. She just vanished. But she'll surface tonight. Okay. But Jill was the one that was standing in the way after the debate with Trump of Joe Biden leaving earlier. It was Jill. So we're not going. Jill. And now you're absolutely right. Boom. Gone. Melanie Hirschberger, Scottsdale, Arizona, loved the No Spin News, was wondering about Walz and his association with China. I heard he has visited many times. Yes, he was involved with academics over there in China. It's being investigated. If something emerges, I will absolutely report it, but I can't speculate on it now. It's funny, I wrote a message and I got some people mad at me because I said Walz, in his political career, did not amass any money. He was a coach and a teacher, and he and his wife are lower middle class as far as finances are concerned. And I said that's a good thing because Bernie Sanders is the biggest phony on the planet. Mr. Socialist, Mr. Communist, he lives lavishly. So my point was that Walz walks the walk. Yeah, he's a far left socialist, but he's not a hypocrite like Sanders. I get people mad at me for telling the truth. Okay, if you are that ideological, this is not the show for you. I mean, I'm going to report honestly on it. I don't have any use for Walz at all. I think he's dangerous. But he didn't use his position to enrich himself. In a moment, something you might not know. Are you feeling the impact of recent timeshare industry changes? Now more than ever, the costs of timeshare ownership far outweigh the benefits. My friends at Lone Star Transfer are the only company I trust to help you get out. Our listeners' positive feedback demonstrates why I've supported the company for years. For more than a decade, they have helped over 20,000 owners get out of the timeshare. Their exclusive options can help you get out faster and easier, more than any other option in the country. They are the only company that will give you a written guarantee and release you from your timeshare in a specific time frame. With an A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau, thousands of 5-star reviews, customer service is their top priority. For free consultation and a guaranteed solution, please call 855-551-7066. That's 855-551-7066, or go to LoneStarTransfer.com. Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 7 years ago today, one of the most successful comedians of all time died at his home in Las Vegas. His regular appearances on Ed Sullivan, The Tonight Show, and dozens of other programs made him one of the most recognizable faces in the world. Here is the story of Jerry Lewis. Born Joseph Levitch, 1926, Jerry was raised in Newark, New Jersey. His family were members of a vaudeville act that appeared on Broadway. Lewis dropped out of high school and began performing in New York City under the name Jerry Lewis. He met singer Dean Martin in 1944. The duo launched a stage show called Martin and Lewis, then went on to make a number of successful movies. Jerry Lewis went solo in 1960, kind of a nasty breakup with Dean Martin. He wrote, produced, directed, and starred in a series of big films like The Nutty Professor.
How long have you been on the faculty of this university?
I would say, prior to my exposure as a student counselor at USC 3 years. No, I went to post-grad, and actually that was 2 years prior. No, there was a botany exposure that I had in one particular school. I had decided pre-med, botany, whatever. I would much prefer the sciences, in other words. I think I should really go back to the time that I graduated college. How long?
Later in life, Jerry Lewis raised money for people with muscular dystrophy. You might remember the telethons. They were on Channel 9 in New York. I remember watching them as a little kid. And then he became kind of an icon. They loved him in France. And all over the world, people knew Jerry Lewis. Well, he died from natural causes, August 20th, 2017, 91 years old. And here's something else you might not know. As his health declined, Jerry Lewis sent his personal archive to the Library of Congress, along with a request the material not be shown for 10 years. An unreleased movie Lewis made about the Holocaust, entitled The Day the Clown Cried, will be released next summer, 2025. It should be very interesting to watch that exposition. One more thing. Jerry Lewis wrote me numerous letters. He was a big fan of the O'Reilly Factor. Back after this. If you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles and have an auto warranty about to expire or have no warranty at all, listen up. Car Shield has a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that's now available to the public. Save on out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. So please call Car Shield now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. 800-925-7584 for a free quote. Drivers who activate the vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. So please call for your free quote, 800-925-7584, 800-925-7584. Hey, what do you have to lose? 800-925-7584. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.